Howdy, and welcome to the second part of my tutorial, vectorizing a sketch that I've made in Inkscape. And point of frustration here was I had already recorded this, and then I had an error in my Cam Studio recorder, so I'm having to redo the whole thing. So if you detect a note of frustration in my voice, that is the culprit. I think I have actually fixed the audio problem, though. I think the sound quality should be a little better this time, hopefully. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to import my file, my sketch. I'll do File, Import, and then I will navigate to where it's stored. So my flash drive, Projects, Browse Setting, Vector Demo. And here's the image. You have two options. You can embed the image or you can link the image. Embed the image makes it part of the Inkscape file. Linking the image just references it to the hard drive or the flash drive or wherever it's already stored. I recommend embed the image. That way too, if for some reason your file is not available, you don't have your flash drive or whatever the case may be, then you still have the image to work with. Otherwise, it'll appear as kind of a red box with a slash through it, I believe. So we're going to embed the image. It's only like 200 kilobytes. Size could be a concern if it were very large. Now it's not centered, so I'm going to zoom out. You can use the plus and minus keys on the keyboard to zoom in and out. And this is my character Brownian. He is sitting casually, and this is the image that we are going to vectorize. So I will grab the corner here, and I will size it however I want. Now if you hold down Control, it'll size it proportionately, which is what we want to do. So I will size it about like that, and I will center it in the image. Now you'll notice the box always appears over the image. We set that earlier, and that is the way I prefer to have it. So scaling proportionately, again holding Control, getting it to fit within the image. And then I will use Zoom Fit to Window or 5 on the keyboard to make it large. Okay, now we've got some tools to work with. I'm going to try to be pretty quick because last time I think that the issue was I went too long and the file exceeded a certain size and then it crashed the program. So the tools you have here are Select on the left panel. You have Select or Transform an Object. You have Edit Paths by Nodes, and you have the Bezier curve line, draw, whatever. You will use mainly these three tools. Alright, so first of all, the Bezier will let you draw shapes, and it's basically a connect the dot kind of thing. You click where you want it, and then you can complete the shape, and then there's the shape. Now, what I just noticed from the way I had things set before, it's blue and it has a black outline. Had I not previously done this in a fashion that didn't work, you would have seen a white square, most likely, that looked like this. And you can't see that. Basically, it's white because the background's white. It's slightly off-tone from the background, so you can kind of make it out, but not entirely. So what we're going to do is this Fill and Stroke panel here to the right that we brought up on the previous demonstration. We're going to choose a fill color, and I'm going to make it slightly blue just so you can see it. And then there's a tab, Stroke Paint. Click on that, and then from X, which is nothing, to a solid color, flat color, click on that, and then you have an outline. Under Stroke Style, you can choose a width for that outline. I think it defaulted to 1. This is how thick the outline is. I like 3, so I'm going to keep it at 3. Alright. Now, what I would like to do is I would like Brownian here, the sketch, to be on a layer, and then I want all the shapes I draw to be on another layer. So this is currently one layer. It's called Layer 1. I'm going to change the title of this layer to Sketch, and then I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it Outline. Now select the outline layer. Now the way I like to work is I set the outline layer to about 2/3 opacity. And the reason I do that is so that you can still see what's below it when you're working on drawing the shapes. Now I want this shape. I will use this the tool, the arrow tool at the left. You'll see me clicking between the arrow tool and the Paths by Node tool and the Bezier tool frequently, and I may do it without realizing it. I may not point it out to you when I do it, but if you watch what I'm doing there, you'll notice that I click on the Select tool. I can select either my sketch or I can select the shape. These are the only two objects here in this Inkscape document. So what I want to do is, this shape is on the sketch layer, and I want to bump it up to the outline layer. The way you do that is if you hold down Shift and press Page Up, it bumps it to the next layer. You'll notice the next layer was highlighted while this is highlighted. Also, it looks a little more faded. That's because it's on a partially opaque layer. If I put it over Brilliant, you can see him through it. And in fact, I'm going to draw another shape here that's partially overlapping this shape, and you'll notice that you don't see that shape below it. And the reason behind that, the theory behind that, is they're both on the outline layer. If I remove the sketch layer, this is the layer you're looking at here on the outline layer. Replace the sketch layer, you're just looking through it. And you have these two shapes which are not transparent to each other, but they are transparent to the layer below it. And you can raise and lower shapes by pressing Page Up and Page Down. That's basically manipulating shapes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start in on the what I call bubble art, where I actually do create shapes for Brilliant. I will do that on the next segment, however, because I don't want to record too long if it's something I'm going to have to redo again. So I will see you in just a moment.